today's journey, we are going to a small town called Superior, Arizona. From there we will take the lost Superior Trail up to the Claypool Tunnel and dive into some of the history surrounding it as well as the history of the area. This 4.2-mile out-and-back hike begins on the outskirts of Superior's historic downtown business district. Following the disintegrating substrate of pavement and gravel, the old highway traces the bed of Queen Creek where bits of old mining equipment and barred-off prospects teeter over the usually dry waterway. Throughout the hike, a palpable push-pull of old and new defines the mood, beginning with the crossing of a 1920s-era concrete bridge that stands below the gargantuan span of its metal-riveted replacement, bolted into vertical cliffs, soaring above the sycamore-lined creek. Among eroding culverts, barriers and drainage systems, interpretive signs augment the trek with information on local wildlife, geology, and history. You must excuse me. I am about to fall. Ouch! I'm okay. Just need to brush off the dirt. Wow! This really stings a little bit. I just need a minute. Okay, I'm good. Time to move on. The Claypool Tunnel is part of an abandoned alignment of the first US Route 180, US Route 60 and US Route 70. The Claypool Tunnel can be found in Queen Creek Canyon on the eastern outskirts of the town of Superior, Arizona. The Claypool Tunnel was completed during 1922 as the final leg of the Miami-Superior Highway, and replaced the Apache Trail as the primary highway between Phoenix and Globe. My mom is showing me some of the rock formations above us. It is absolutely positively beautiful. I noticed that there are bike tracks on the trail. It seems that this would be a fun bike trail to ride if you are into that. You can hear the cars above us on the new Route 60. It sounds like they are on the trail with us. My dad keeps looking behind him. Up ahead I can see the highway curving around up above. The trail is nice and wide, but it doesn't have much shade. The temperature is in the mid-90s today and oh boy, it feels hot. I am sweating already. We have plenty of water with us and we will need it. I think if you decide to walk this trail that you do it in the spring or fall. I would like to take this time to tell you the history of the Claypool Tunnel, Miami to Superior Highway and the US route alignments of Superior. Further up on the walk we came across some old mines. I think that is an old ore cart. You can see a lot of holes in the side of the canyon. Some of them have signs that say beware. We are now approaching the curve and you can see the cars up on the highway above us. You can hear the cars echo throughout the canyon. The community of Queen was briefly renamed to Hastings during the late 19th century. The Silver Queen mine initially shuttered during 1893 when the easily accessible silver depleted, which was followed by the Silver King mine during 1896. Despite the mining closures, the community of Hastings remained prominent as it was also a main supplying hub in the region. Following the closure of the Silver King mine and Silver Queen mine nearby, Pinal City lost much of its importance. Pinal City would begin a steep decline and it became a ghost town by the turn of the 20th century. During 1900 the community's name was changed from Hastings to Superior. Superior was named in honor of the Lake Superior and Copper Company. The town site of Superior was formally plotted during 1902 by George Lobb. Post office service in Superior was established on December 29, 1902. Economic development in Superior would improve in 1910 when the Silver Queen mine was merged into the Magma Copper Company by William Boyce Thompson and George Gunn. On December 10, 1914, the Magma Arizona Railroad was formally organized. The Magma Arizona Railroad was initially constructed as a narrow-gauge line originating at Southern Pacific Railroad at Magma Junction near modern-day Santan Valley. The Magma Arizona Railroad was completed to Superior on April 19, 1915. Conversion of the Magma Arizona Railroad to standard gauge would begin during 1922. During the emergence of the automobile, there was no good roads between Superior east to the mines of Miami and Globe. The primary highway used by automobiles between Phoenix and Globe was the Apache Trail, modern Arizona State Route 88, which had been developed as a haul road during the construction of the Roosevelt Dam. Construction of the Miami Superior Highway would begin during July 1920. Superior can be seen at the end of a dead-end highway on the 1920 George F. Cram Highway map of Arizona. Oh good! I see shade! This is a much welcomed sight. The land in the town of Superior lies upon eastern Pinal County, which was once part of a large Apache reservation. During 1872, an Apache raiding group was ambushed by the United States Army Cavalry near the mouth of Queen Creek Canyon. After losing most of their men, the Apache retreated to a peak above Queen Creek Canyon and leapt to their deaths. This peak today is now known as Apache Leap. My dad said that it is very unlikely that ever happened. Apaches are very unlikely to commit suicide. It was more probable that they were forced off the cliff if it ever happened at all. On March 22, 1875, Charles G. Mason and 4 associates staked the Silver King mine north of what is now Superior. On March 29, 1875, the silver mine was staked atop the southern rim of Queen Creek Canyon near Apache Leap. A boomtown originally known as Queen began to develop at the mouth of Queen Creek Canyon to facilitate workers of the Silver King Mine and Silver Queen Mine. When the Silver Queen Mine Company was organized in 1880, the community of Queen had a population of approximately 100. Just up ahead I can see the old Queen Creek Bridge. The community of Queen was briefly renamed to Hastings during the late 19th century. The Silver Queen Mine initially shut down during 1893 when the easily accessible silver depleted, which was followed by the Silver King Mine during 1896. Despite the mining closures, the community of Hastings remained prominent as it was also a main supply hub in the region. Following the closure of the Silver King Mine and Silver Queen Mine, nearby Pinal City lost much of its importance. Pinal City would begin a steep decline and it became a ghost town by the turn of the 20th century. Yes! We made it to the bridge! You can look down into Queen Creek. Pretty cool! During 1900 the community's name was changed from Hastings to Superior. Superior was named in honor of the Lake Superior and Copper Company. The town site of Superior was formally plotted during 1902 by George Lobb. Post office service in Superior was established on December 29, 1902. Economic development in Superior would improve in 1910 when the Silver Queen Mine was merged into the Magma Copper Company by William Boyce Thompson and George Gunn. Just up ahead is the new Queen Creek Bridge. It is an open spandrel deck arch bridge carrying the US 60 across Elm Canyon. It replaces the older bridge that we just walked over. The Queen Creek Bridge was opened during 1953 as part of the new alignment to Magma Avenue. On December 10, 1914, the Magma Arizona Railroad was formally organized. The Magma Arizona Railroad was initially constructed as a narrow-gauge line originating at Southern Pacific Railroad at Magma Junction near modern-day Santan Valley. The Magma Arizona Railroad was completed to Superior on April 19, 1915. Conversion of the Magma Arizona Railroad to standard gauge would begin during 1922. During the emergence of the automobile there was no good roads between Superior east to the mines of Miami and Globe. The primary highway used by automobiles between Phoenix and Globe was the Apache Trail, modern Arizona State Route 88, which had been developed as a haul road during the construction of the Roosevelt Dam. Construction of the Miami Superior Highway would begin during July 1920. Oh yeah, shade! Time for a break! Well, it is time to move on. The nearly completed Miami Superior Highway was reported in the April 23, 1922, El Paso Times. The completed Claypool Tunnel is featured as the centerpiece of the 20-mile Miami Superior Highway, which reportedly cost $1 million. The Queen Creek Bridge west of the Claypool Tunnel had also been completed during 1922. The article notes the full opening of the Miami Superior Highway was scheduled for April 29, 1922. The opening of the Miami Superior Highway was featured in the April 30, 1922, Arizona Republic. Surveys for the Miami Superior Highway are noted to have been undertaken by the state during 1917. Within Superior, the Miami Superior Highway entered westbound via Magma Avenue from Queen Creek Canyon via the Claypool Tunnel and Queen Creek Bridge. The Miami Superior Highway followed Main Street through Superior towards Florence Junction. The Miami Superior Highway is featured as part of the so-called Apache Loop Highway, in a September 10, 1922, Arizona Republic. The Apache Loop Highway was comprised of the Apache Trail along the Salt River, and the Miami Superior Highway through Queen Creek Canyon. The Miami Superior Highway can be seen on the 1925 Rand McNally map of Arizona and New Mexico as part of the southern branch of the Lee Highway, 51. And southern branch of the Southern National Highway, 45. The Miami Superior Highway is noted to be a state highway, 92, under the oversight of Arizona Auto Club. The U.S. route system was formally created by the American Association of State Highway Officials, ASHO, on November 11, 1926. The Miami Superior Highway was selected as part of the corridor U.S. Route 180. U.S. Route 180 as initially configured began at U.S. Route 85 in Caballo, New Mexico and ended U.S. Route 80 at Florence Junction west of Superior. The November 11, 1926, U.S. route descriptions for Arizona depict U.S. Route 180 utilizing the Miami Superior Highway. U.S. Route 180 can be seen following the Miami Superior Highway on the 1927 Rand McNally Highway map of Arizona and Nevada. As originally envisioned in the early drafts of U.S. route system, what became U.S. Route 66 in Arizona was intended to be U.S. Route 60. The designation of the Chicago-Los Angeles corridor was intended to carry a X0 route number, given it was to denote a major east-west U.S. route. Ultimately, the state of Kentucky petitioned to have a X0 U.S. route, and the Chicago-Los Angeles corridor became U.S. Route 66 in the finalized U.S. route system created by ASHO during November 1926. U.S. Route 60 would rapidly be extended after the U.S. route system was created, and would come into play in Arizona and California during the early 1930s. A letter from the ASHO Executive Secretary to the California State Highway Engineer, dated March 30, 1931, noted that U.S. Route 60 had been tentatively approved to be extended to California during the ASHO Executive Committee. On May 26, 1930, the approval of U.S. Route 60 being extended to California carried the stipulation that the Colorado River Bridge in Blythe be purchased by the California Division of Highways and Arizona State Road Department. The letter noted California and Arizona had taken steps through their respective legislatures to purchase the Colorado River Bridge. Convicts built parts of this highway, including the Claypool Tunnel. Some of the prisoners carved their prison numbers in this rock. A letter from the California State Highway Engineer to the ASHO Executive Secretary on April 13, 1931, noted legislation to purchase the Colorado River Bridge had been passed in California. The purchase of the Colorado River Bridge effectively made the extension of U.S. Route 60 into California via Arizona active. U.S. Route 60 had been extended from Amarillo, Texas and multiplexed, U.S. Route 180, west from the San Carlos Reservation to Florence Junction, via the Miami Superior Highway. U.S. Route 60 and U.S. Route 180 can be seen multiplexing from San Carlos Reservation west, to Florence Junction, on the 1933 Midwest Map Company Highway map of Arizona and Nevada. When US Route 60 was extended through Arizona, it initially followed Arizona State Route 73 through the San Carlos Reservation due to the highway through Salt River Canyon not being yet complete. Well, here we are. We made it to the Claypool Tunnel. During 1934, the state of California, Arizona, New Mexico and Texas submitted an application to extend US Route 70 to Los Angeles. On August 30, 1934, letter by the Arizona Engineer of Plans to the AASHTO Executive Secretary describes the alignment of US Route 70 in Arizona. US Route 70 absorbed the entire existing alignment of US Route 180 from the New Mexico state line west to Florence Junction via the Miami Superior Highway. The extension of US Route 70 to California led directly to the deletion of the original US Route 180. During 1937, the Miami Superior Highway began to be upgraded by the state. An illustration in the December 1941 issue of Arizona Builder and Contractor magazine, courtesy Darren Kuna, depicted the upgrades to the Miami Superior Highway. During 1937, a 1-mile S segment west of Miami had been realigned. During 1938, a 1.8-mile segment around the vicinity of Oak Flat was realigned. During 1939, a 2.7-mile segment in the vicinity of Top of the World was improved and realigned. During 1940-41, a 1.7-mile segment in Devil's Canyon was improved and realigned. A 3-mile segment in east of Pinto Creek to Bloody Tank is noted to be in the process of improvement. The Miami Superior Highway, east of Top of the World, to Pinto Creek is noted to be slated for future construction. Construction of the Queen Creek Tunnel would begin on July 5, 1950. The Queen Creek Tunnel would be completed during December 1952, but had a delayed opening until February 26, 1953, due to poor weather. The Queen Creek Tunnel was a direct replacement for the Claypool Tunnel, which was abandoned. At last we have made it to the end of our journey. It has been a hot hike, but a good one, and we did not come across any raptors. Yes, I am a big dinosaur fan. I hope that you have enjoyed my video. Don't forget to share and like. If you can, give to my taco fund. This is my tip jar and it will help me make more videos. Good night all!